Hello, it's me, James. I'm back. We are going to do some more betting for round one, but I'm going to be straight up. It takes a lot longer to organize my bets than I thought, especially because all the teams aren't like finalized, and so it's hard to get bets placed without the full squad. And as I will go through from last week, two out of our four bets both had the sub, so we got refunded for that. But yeah, anyway, so I'll go through where I'm at the moment. I'm going to go through last week's bets. I'm going to go through the Richmond Carlton game, and then hopefully just while I'm watching that I might get the bets ready for Friday and the weekend. And I'll post another video because it's like midnight right now and it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. So let's get straight into it. So I'm just going to talk about, I'm going to have this little figure here, which I thought would be cool. We'll go through our weekly profit and loss and total. So obviously our weekly profit and total are the same at the moment. But we will go through how we got there. So our first bet from last week, which was the Melbourne game, very unlucky. Actually, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because Jack Billings looked great in the practice matches. And then I wrote some notes from last week. What happened? Round zero notes. Jack Billings never again whiffed handball, threw the ball, fresh airy, looked like a timid dog, completely different to practice matches, reassess when he's not a cold sub. So we got bailed out of that one. On the other hand, everyone else did great. Gorn did pretty good considering he got fucking pummeled by Grundy, so he was great to get 15. Rowbottom was great in the midfield. Blakey, being too good early. He's great for 15, but he's going to teeter on like being too short at 15, and then it's like not good enough to get 20 posies, so it's like, that's great for Blakey, that's not great for betting. And Chad Warner, he was good. I don't know how long he's had that shaved head. I don't know, but I was looking out for him all the time. I couldn't quite place him, but that was really good. Oh, and Bowie, of course, Bowie, dude. He had 14 posies. It was like halfway through the third until he got that broken, dislocated shoulder or something. So that sucks. But that is also good for betting because the stats are going to say he got 14 posies, but we know he is good for 15 next time. So we're going to keep that in mind. But thankfully we got refunded for this one because we just unlucky. So got bailed out. That would have been great without Billings and if Bowie didn't get injured. So that was the first game. Game two. Oh yeah, Brisbane Carlton. So Brisbane, I was at this game, unfortunately, but they played great for the first half. But after that Kitty injury at halftime, and they just came out like, I don't know, they were just expecting the win, and Carlton, kudos to them, absolutely, they were kicking goal after goal. I'm like, all right, it's just one goal, it's just two, it's just three, it's just four, we'll be fine. And no, so hopefully that's a good wake-up call for Brisbane, that every game at home is not just a free win and you've got to play 4 quarters. Otherwise, Berry didn't play great. He's still good for 15. He was in defense. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Mitch McGovern, look, he's been very reliable. I have him in for this week. Took a lot of the kickouts. Again, I'm gonna rush some of this, but I might dabble in my little methods every now and then, but I'll bring them up on screen later. But it's important to look at the kickouts. So there's a really good site. It is called DFS Australia. And if I go to AFL, I'll switch screens over in just a second. And then, so what you want to look at here is, where is it? Kick-ins. So here, this is great. Close the ad. Carlton. Okay, so Mitch McGovern took 3 of the kickouts for Carlton. And 100% play on, which is great. Zach Williams is also, back, so he's taking more of the kickouts. I'll speak up on him later, but let's just keep going through the last results. So, and Joe Danaher, of course. Joe had 14 disposals, 14 going into the last. No, it was 13. Sorry, it was 13. He had 13 going into the last. I'm like, oh, this is great. All he has to do is touch the footy 2 times. 2 times. Just keep doing what you're doing. He touched it once, ended the game on 14. So that was very unlucky, but he was looking very good early, and even still playing okay in the third when Brisbane were getting smacked. So yeah, and Link had 5 scoring shots. He was great value for money. Again, we kind of, from a betting point of view, we kind of hope these players don't have amazing games. Like Link could have had a blinder. He kicked, I think it was like 2 goals, 2-3, 2 goals 3. 2-1. I don't know. He had a bunch of scoring shots, and we don't want that to ruin their odds, because right now Link is nicely behind Danaher, Charlie Cameron, Eric Hipwood, and you know, people forget about Link. He's over there with like Cam Rayner. I think he's even below Zach Bailey, but you know, we don't want him to have blinders. We still want him, you know, value for money. So that game was very close, very unlucky. But and what Ladbrokes introduced, they did it all last year, but this wasn't the case when I made the bet. They did bonus bets. So if your leg falls short by 1 bet, you get that back as a bonus bet. So with this leg falling short, we got $25 back in bonus bets, which I put on the Collingwood GWS game. But I will, again, get there in a second. Gold Coast, Richmond. This game, unlucky again. We had another sub. Daniel Rioli was good. Sam Flanders, he's just on the ball. He brought his own footy. He was just running great. 25 again. That was risky, but it was against Richmond, who had a very weak midfield and were turning it over a lot. So, Jaden Short, a little bit clumsy, but he gets a lot of the footy. Ben Ainsworth, to be honest, I missed. But I actually watched all games of footy this week. So, that one, just when the game started, I should be checking these earlier. The game started, I'm like, oh my God, it's refunded. So that's so the 2 games that are refunded, it's just cash straight back. No bonus bets, no BS. You just get the money back. So 2 bets straight back in our account. There's $50. So we only made 2 bets this week, and one of them won. That's why we have the weekly profit of $91, because we won 1 of 2 bets. Very unlucky. The one we did win, Paddy Lipinski, Daniels, Brown, Connor Iden, Isaac Quaynor. That was good in a really sluggish game from like halftime. Everyone was like gassed. So, but Lipinski, great. Brett Daniels again, I was too good, but he's actually good value for this week. I haven't made my bets for anything else other than Richmond, Carlton. Actually, I technically haven't made it. It's in my bet slip right now. I've been trying to pump this out. Sorry, it's a bit late, so I might do another video tomorrow. Actually, it might be Friday, because I have the day off on Friday. So I might make it Friday during the day, so it can still be ready for Friday night and the weekend. And Callum Brown, dude, so many players we bet on actually played a lot better than we hoped. So again, it's just going to shorten their odds. And I don't want to be looking at Callum Brown for like 2-3 goals. Callum Brown was great for like 1 goal. He'd get 1, 2, might get nothing, but he was great for that. So for him to kick 5, I hope his odds don't shorten too much. Connor Iden, that was close. He was very close to not getting 15, but he came back on with not long to go and just chalked them up. Same with Quaynor. Quaynor was off for like, I don't know, what felt like an eternity in the last corner, and he was on 13 posies. I'm like, fuck, someone get him back on. So he came back on, and that was great. So this bet made us go positive.
Oh, hello there!
Sorry, I just got a follower offline. But that's cool. Thank you, Moogie420. What was I saying? So, yeah, that bet was great. And what I actually did, it's kind of hard to do this because I place all my bets like on the Wednesday, which is not great because of the subs, but I also place them, and I can't tell you guys if I do any more. And as someone who bets a bit, obviously there's a little dabble right before the bounce. So I actually, with those 2 bonus bets, I was actually pretty tame this week. I was trying really hard not to do any extras. I was like, I'm not going to do any extras. I'm not going to do any extras. I didn't, except the bonus. Did I do the bonus bet? No, I still have $50 bonus cash in my thing. I might have had another one, but anyway, the money we got withdrawn from the refunds, the 2 bets at 25, I put the $50 on. Oh, sorry, that was the bonus bet we had. Oh, okay, this actually hurts. So I put the $25 bonus bet and the $50 refunded from. Can I move this? Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna move that here. So we actually got super unlucky. The $50 we got refunded, that was put into this, and I will show you how I picked those players. But that was looking great. This one was like, it's much of a muchness. They were both looking great. We would have been up. Look, I don't know if you can see. This one was $23 odds. That one was $15. We would have been up. I think it was $1,600 in round 1. We weren't, because Jack Crisp was 2 disposals short. Oh, he started the game so fucking slow. He got like 1 or 2 posies in the first quarter. The same for like the second quarter. I finally turned it around after halftime. He was actually one not looking that gassed amongst a bunch of tired players. But anyway, we could have had a great start, but that's it. Swings and roundabouts. You win some, you lose some. Try not to get downed on these ones. You got to just take it, and not to get, like, for the players that just fell short, like Crisp or Joe Danaher, not to absolutely despise them. So if they just cost you your multi, don't be like, fuck, I'm never betting on you again, you're so fucking shit. Stick to the method, and we're going to reinvest on them this week. Not that I have yet, I haven't done the bets yet, but so that was a recap of last week. I'm just going to take a quick break, regather myself for this week, and then we're going to finish up this video. All right, I'm back, and I'm just actually laughing. So I do take notes just with Google Docs, just because then I can do it on my computer, do it on my phone, and I'm just laughing at some of my notes. I just said before, when we don't want to do Blakey for like 20, but I was like, Blakey for 20? Nah, unless. Oh, and Max Gawn could have had more posies if his free kicks weren't play-ons. That's right. Max Gawn got, I think it was 3 free kicks, 4, and everyone fucking played on for him. I'm like, just give Max the footy and he'll handball it to you. Don't steal it from him. Oh yeah, I got to suss Blake Howes. He was 19 posies for his first game. That was great. Compare sport bet pick. Oh, anyway. What's his name? Nathan Brown did a 3-leg, $2.60. $2.60 is small, and 2 legs failed. 66% of his legs failed. Anyway. Again, I won't make this too long because I'm going to try and do another video on Friday. But alright for the Lions game. Lions were not ready for 4 quarters. Usual people I bet on listed below. McCluggage. Oh, dude, yeah, that's right. That third quarter fucking cost us. Link was great. Yeah, 5 scoring shots. Oh, yeah, Wilmot. So with Kitty Coleman out, dude, Darcy Wilmot is just electric. He will run right off the half-back line to get the footy in from the center. Plus no Kitty. Wilmot took half the kick-outs and played on from all of them. Yeah, okay, yeah, we are really going to look at Wilmot. I'm tempted. I've been betting on Wilmot for 15 for a lot of last year, and again, I could just look at the odds right now. Not that, look, I'm getting ahead of myself, but just because we're talking about him. Freo, Brisbane, 20 posies, Darcy Wilmot. Okay, it's not listed. This is why it's so hard to bet on the games right now. He is, okay, what? He's listed for 15 at $1.35, which is actually pretty good. He's not listed for 20. Yeah, we gotta wait a little bit closer. So I'll do as many bets as I can. I'm just gonna take a little quick snip of my bet for this week, and I will show you how I got there. Again, sorry for just doing all this on the fly, but why is that garbage? Can we do another one? Make it fucking huge. There we go. Okay, so this is what I haven't placed yet, but I've just been doing this late at night, and I need to do this video because I have work tomorrow. Did I go through the rest of the notes? Taranto unsighted poor kicking. Oh yeah, Flanders was great. Crisp, he did look uninterested. He was walking like 10 minutes into the game. Anyway, that's enough notes that we need from last week. We'll go into how I get this bet, which I haven't placed yet, because I just wasn't fully sold on it, purely because I have like 4 Richmond players in there, and Dusty just coming back. You know, Dusty's good, but dude, I don't know. Out of 50% of my bets last week having sub problems, I've included Jack Ross, who was also the sub, who was like, actually no, I didn't bet on Jack Ross last week. I didn't. But anyway, so this is what I've whipped up. I don't usually do this, but when I do my own bets, I will look at this and use it. Not this, because it's the first time I've made this, but I will look at their last like 10 games and then compare it to their odds. And I thought, what's a better way to show it than actually making a little table? So if I go to this one, actually, you know what? Let's just go through last week's, just because I can show it here. Actually, so this bet, copy, I'm gonna just paste it here, paste. So this fat freaking one that just failed, if we look at GWS Collingwood, I've gone through, added all the players who are listed for 15 posies. So all these guys, 15 posies, 20, 25, anytime goal. And close this, just so we're looking at 2 sets of info. So I've pretty much got it in such a way where, again, it's kind of cool writing this down because I never had it written down. You just have a feeling for who to bet on and who's good value. I would color code the players bright green who had hit their target every time, or every time -1. So out of their last 10 games, all these players are in bright green because they've hit their target every time, or less than 1. Now I've included less than 1 because hitting your target every time is actually quite rare, and the only time it is included is for these really shitty odds. So I've included the bright green for 0 to 1 games of not hitting disposal target. Same, different shade of green for 2, yellow for 3, orange 4, red for 5. And then we've kind of done it for the odds too, where the bright green is anything over $1.40 value. Anything over $1.40 is great. And then a different shade of green, $1.30 to $1.39. Yellow is still okay, but I would try and find better odds for $1.20, $1.29. Orange, $1.10 to $1.19. Something I will do, but it's kind of, if we just want to boost it up with something after maybe we've added a risky pick or something, like for the game tomorrow, I really want to bet on Toby Nankervis for 15 posies. He averaged, it was like almost 17 disposals last year, and his last 5 games, he hit over 15 every one of those times. So, but he, anyway, so we'll get to that still in a sec. Let's still focus on this one. So the way this actually works, we have our colors here. So it's always going to be from like red to green on the left-hand side because we're doing that by odds. So anything under $1.10, I kind of don't really look at, but anything over $1.40, that is really good value. Oh, and I didn't finish my sentence. Everything $1.09 below, I don't really, I never include, because yeah, it's just not worth it. It barely adds any value, and you're adding an extra leg that just will injury, fail, sub, they don't hit their target. It's not worth it. The risk reward is not there. So what you want to do is you want to find players who hit that nice green on both sides. So again, I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm going to zoom in just one more time. I've highlighted the players in blue are the ones that I picked for the bet. So out of Connor Idun's last 10 games, 9 of them, he hit 15 posies. And he's $1.38. He's in the green. He's looking really good. Brent Daniels, he's $1.45. That is great value when he's hit it 9 out of 10 times. Isaac Quaynor, just there's an exception to feel and backing the players. So you got to also I like to bet on the stats, but there's also a bit of like, this isn't pure like Moneyball. This is like you also get a feel of, you know, how the player is playing. Like I really like Oleg Markov too, but I don't think he's even included on this list. But he's someone that I would like to look at, you know, later if he keeps performing really well. But anyway, so you want to find someone with high value, preferably over $1.40. If not, that's quite hard. $1.30 is great. So you want green on one side, green on the other. And again, this is where not to get too pissed off, because, you know, Jack Crisp, $1.33, 9 out of 10 times, was looking just, you know, track record was great. Unfortunately, he didn't hit it this time, but like, I can't quite see on my screen. I'm just going to make it bigger for myself. He was like, this whole 8-leg multi, $23 odds, which like is insane. If you play this safe, you're going to be getting $6-7 odds. But yeah, to potentially win $1,500 just by thinking about it and having it fall 2 posies short. You know, when you do those big legs, you lose half the legs. You might only win 4 legs because you're not thinking about it. So like, this is to only be short $1,500 by 2 posies, and I'm not even butthurt about it. It's like, I've been very close and won, like, I think my biggest bet that I won last year was like 800. So I mean, for me, that'd be great. And this is again off like 25 bucks. So we are just looking for the best value for money. It's the same deal here. Like Josh Kelly, Lockie Whitfield, these guys are paying over $1.40, which is great, and they're also hitting at 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. You can also, like, you know, if you want to include someone else, like there was, you know, Scott Pendlebury, 9 out of 10, but he's not the best value. Why would I put Scott Pendlebury in it when I can put Lockie Ash in it? He's hit it 10 out of 10 times, and I don't know if you guys watched the game. Lockie Ash was like amazing. I think he's like 130 something super coach points. He was just fantastic. You got to find these players. I keep saying value for money, but I don't know a better phrase. But you look for these players that like not everyone else is betting on, because betting is also, it's by the market. So like, people betting on Scott Pendlebury, Tom Mitchell, they're big names. Oh yeah, Tom Mitchell, he's a you know, he gets 40 posies in a game. No, not now. Tom Mitchell is getting subbed, and granted, he did get over 20 this weekend. I think still getting subbed, but you got to find better players. So that's what we're here to do, and that's what we're actually setting up. So that's how I found this bet. And much the same, Bobby Hill, Callum Brown, both hitting their target 9 of 10 times. Why would I bet on a Toby Green? Yes, Toby Green kicked the goal, but $1.04. I probably should have had a look to see who didn't kick a goal to make it different. But yeah, look, just green on both sides of the column is just so freaking good. Lockie Whitfield, green. So I'm really happy with the system I've set up, because I think it's a great, like, what's like Venn diagram sort of thing. You want the ones in the middle, just that are hitting the best form for the best odds. So that's what we're going to find. So if we look at tonight's game, or whenever you watch this, you probably might have already missed this. Again, sorry, it's kind of late. It's hard to do these videos when the odds only come out like when the teams are listed. So that's why I haven't even finished putting my bet on. But if we're gonna, let's close this. Let's put my future bet right here. By the way, how many odds boosts do you guys get? I used to have 3 with Ladbrokes. It went to 2 last year, and now I have 1. I've just logged in. I have 1. Anyway, so I'll use it tonight, and then I should get 1 tomorrow. Anyway, so what we've found is, oh, by the way, so if we're looking at this, ideally we want green on both sides, but because we would rather form over value, so obviously Matthew Kennedy, $3, but there's a bit of orange. Like, I would much rather look at the green column for form than the money. And where it overlaps is fantastic. So you don't want anything too short. You don't want anything that's inconsistent. You want just right, that Goldilocks of bets that are just right in the middle. So I've highlighted the players who I think are good candidates that are a good target, a good punt for Thursday night. Jack Ross started as sub. He came on, and I think he got 5 posies in the third when he came on, 5 in the fourth. He got 10 posies in half a game of footy. To me, he's screaming sure thing, and he's not starting as sub tomorrow night, so that's great. Nick Floston, he speaks for himself. He's been very consistent, takes kickouts. It is a little, it's like the slightest bit of concern where there's like, you know, Nick Floston, Jaden Short, Daniel Rioli, when they're all doing their thing back there, they tend to get a lot of the footy. If any of them, it's Daniel Rioli who's dropped off a little bit. So he was a great 15 posi player last year, even 20 earlier in the year. But just because like his odds are slightly worse, he's had 8 games, I'm going Vlosten. Mitch McGovern, just really good too, taking kickouts. He's a great target. The only thing, again, I'm just, you know, not every bet is perfect, so I'm going to give you the pros and the cons. Zach Williams back, kind of taking his footy. So Zach Williams took 3 kickouts, I think. We just looked at it before. So I was going to speak on Zach Williams. This is now. Yeah, so I'm still backing Mitch McGovern because I was at the game on Friday, and yeah, he was everywhere, intercept marking. So no, he was good. Matthew Kennedy, he was unsighted for like the first half and then picked it back up. Unsure if that's like, you know, if Carlton are getting pumped, he's unsighted. To be honest, I hadn't watched many Carlton games. So last year, I used to watch like every game of footy, but now I'm living with my partner in Brisbane. It's don't get to watch as many games of footy as I used to. But anyway, so he picked up when Carlton picked up. And to me, I think Carlton will play pretty well. MCG, Richmond, I think he will get 15, and that was more of like a blip on the radar, is what I'm getting at. And I would rather punt on him now while Sam Walsh is still not back. Maybe once Sam Walsh is back, I won't look at him. But I feel like he will have to help out Hewitt and Chera. So I'm liking Matt Kennedy, someone who I'm just going to be honest with you, what I'm looking at doing. I don't advise you to do this. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing. I am going to include Toby Nankervis. I spoke about him before briefly, but $2.60 when the last 7 out of 10 games he's hit his target. The last 5 games, so his last 5 games, he's hit it every single time. And Sam Naismith has just been put back on the emergency list. So there goes that. Toby Nankervis is coming in. I'm happy to take that punt. That's all it is at the end of the day. It's just something that you look at, you find best value, you make a call. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but I think that's great value. Look at everyone else next to him. 3, 4, 2, 5. Like, dude, everyone else. Tom Lynch hasn't hit 15. He was injured all last year, and he hasn't. I don't know when the last time Tom Lynch got 15 posies, but he's better odds than Toby Nankervis. Like, this is like, come on, this is where people just like lose their money. I'm not saying people are going to bet on Tom Lynch, but I'm just saying, just look. Like, okay, so we're going to the 20s. We're trying to find that crossover. There's nothing really presenting. I don't know why I didn't highlight Blake Acres. He was really good. Actually, and that would be a great bet, because what I was second guessing myself, I didn't want Jade. That's kind of why I was thinking to myself just before I started this, I don't know if I want Jaden Short and Dustin Martin in our bet. So Dustin Martin was huge at the end of last year, but Jaden Short is very consistent. Much of a muchness there. I think maybe pick one, not both, but Blake Acres was also looking good, and $1.32, better value. Nick Newman, like, look at that green and green there. But again, like, Mitch McGovern, Zach Williams, and there was someone else who was it Brody Kemp, got 15 posies? I was looking at him too. It's hard to say. I've highlighted him as an option, if you want to include him in your own bet, but I don't. Look, I might do one that has Nick Newman and Toby Nankervis and a couple, just to get some fat value for money. But again, I'm just passing on the info that I'm finding, and I wouldn't, if I'm doing a bet, I most likely have ones I trust. Occasionally, I will throw in like a Toby Nankervis or a Nick Newman, someone who I think has got better odds, but I'm not super confident on. There was no one in the 25 posies brackets. Just looks, someone's going to hit 25 posies, but I don't want to. That's just something I don't want to dip into. It's probably going to be Hewitt, Chera, but it's not enough to get me over the line. Oh, Mitch Owie. So I did a bonus bet. I don't know if I included this in any of the screenshots here. That's not, that's thingo. What's this one? No, okay. So I did a other bet with the Brisbane Lions game. Oh, that was going to be another freaking leg. Actually, I think I have the photo here. Round 2, extra bets. Yeah, here. Oh my god. So this was another extra bet we did. Again, just by looking at the stats, it was like, so that was $8.50 odds, which again, definitely not as good as the GWS game, but still like great value for $7 leg, for great value for a 7-leg multi. Everyone hit their target, played great. Matthew Owies, who I think at the time had scored, where is he? Out of his last 10 games had kicked a goal. He didn't. And that's just the way it's going to be, little darling. But we're here, we're still finding good odds. So again, not to get too pissed at him. Oh look, we've even included him in our bet that we haven't finalized for tomorrow. So yeah, there's no one else really there. I would include Shai Bolton, maybe, but I would include one goal scorer. I don't usually include goal scorers because, like, look at this. It's very rare to have overlap in green. Like, there is no overlap in green here. I've got yellow and green, yellow and green. That's why I love 15 posies, man. It is. I think it's also great for me to include this graphic because, like, if you look at this, like, if we're going to include a bit of yellow and orange, okay, just yellow here. Look how much you have to choose from someone from good value and good form, as opposed to 20 possessions, as opposed to 25, and the goal scorer is like 15 posi bracket is where it's at. That's where you find value. You have the option to pick who you think. So I don't have a finalized bet for tonight because, oh my god, it's 12:30. I gotta be at work like 6:30 tomorrow. So I'm going to save this now. I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to have a I'm going to try and work on this tomorrow after the footy and have something for you guys on Friday. But I just wanted to upload this because this is on my mind a lot. I wanted to make sure I'm uploading videos because I'm enjoying this. I just need to find the right time for it, which I will try and do. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for chilling here with me. I hope one of you guys bet on the Collingwood GWS game from last week. If you guys also have any tips, or because I am like a massive AFL fan, I go to all the Lions games here, I do Supercoach, but sometimes now I don't get to watch all the games. So if there's any inside, you know, if I got a mad Carlton fan, mad Doggies fan, or someone like I wanted to bet heaps on Darcy Gardner for a goal last week because I knew he was going to play in the forward line and he's been a natural backman, and he wasn't even a market for him to kick a goal because he wasn't there. But like, if you have any of that type of knowledge where you know, oh fuck, like I really am backing Wilmont this year. If you're backing another like Wanganeen Malira or something, he's going to be great. I don't know, that's kind of obvious. If there's any other players, any other suggestions, please let me know. Please feel free to comment. I might keep doing this on YouTube, tempted to do it on Spotify. That's something to listen to. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to do a video on Friday, my day off. For the meantime, enjoy this, and I'll try and make it a bit quicker because I'm about to stop recording and I have no idea how long I've gone for. So anyway, thank you so much, guys. I'll see you on Friday. Peace.